Mr. President, welcome to Algeria. And Mr. President, are you going to participate in the conference of colonial crimes? And how do you assess Algeria's current role in African affairs? The importance and the importance of the challenges.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to salute the Deputy President of the Senate Council of the nation in this country, Senator leading the Northern Caucasus, Senator Abdul-Majid, and the whole team from Pan-African Parliament. I want to mention their names. They are here, you can see them. First of all, I want to be happy the way they've received me. Very, very warm. Very, very warm because I'm from Zimbabwe. The President of the Pan-African Parliament is based in South Africa. It is the Parliament of the AU, which is based in Addis Ababa, but I sit in South Africa. I'm happy to be here first because Algeria and the country I come from, Zimbabwe, have very, very, very strong links. I've come, yes, to participate in the conference on addressing the crimes that are associated with colonialism or the past of Africa. You know very well, including Algeria, you know how you also suffered and how you were deprived and how many things, wealth was taken out of this country and any other country across the continent. It's a fight that we have to join hands as a continent, including the diaspora. As you are aware, the African Union this year made a theme that is meant to address injustices of the past, crimes of the past, and that there should be compensation, there should be restoration, there should be reparations from those countries that perpetuated those crimes during slavery, during colonialism, including artifacts which they took away from our countries and put in their countries, in their museums. So we are here with my delegation of Pan-African Parliament, based here in Algeria, the ones that you see here, to put across our own message as a continental parliament. We are the voice of the people. It's very important. We are attending as the voice of the people. We are the parliament that speaks on behalf of all the people on this continent, including the diaspora. So they will hear our voices and we will all participate. Secondly, Algeria is a very leading country on the continent, and I like your second question. Algeria's history is one of determination to ensure that the injustices by mainly the colonizers are removed or addressed, which links very well to the conference. But Algeria stands very, very much on the top of a mountain in terms of where they came from. They were also victims, serious victims of imperialism, of subjugation, of oppression. And then the good thing that Algeria did, which it continues to do on the continent, is that once it liberated itself, it then also assisted other countries. They did not feel the game over, we're independent, so want to be in peace. No, they assisted many countries in the Southern Africa, but I know in the Western, in the Eastern, everywhere. But I come from my country, Zimbabwe, where our own liberators took a cue from this country, learned from Algeria. They were supported militarily, in terms of training, in terms of military equipment, in terms of resources for our comrades in the bush. You know, Zimbabwe spent more than 30 years fighting from the bush. And the last 10 years before independence, I told you, it was very gruesome. It was very serious. There were thousands and hundreds of thousands of what we call comrades, meaning people with guns, in the bush fighting for independence. And we salute Algeria for supporting that war, training. People trained on this soil of Algeria from Zimbabwe, which is more than 8 hours of flight from here going to Africa, but Algeria went that far. But where again Algeria pleases us most is that Africa is generally liberated, of course, except for Sahara. But after independence, Algeria did not relax. It has continued to lead the way and remind the other African countries of the need to be united and the need for Africa to determine its own destiny. Some countries after independence have not been very resilient to fight against injustices. But Algeria has taken a lead, and even by hosting this conference, injustices have to be addressed. Some countries are no longer that determined. They no longer have energy to fight these things because they're now independent and they think the war is over. It's not yet over. Imperialism still exists from one way or another. I want also to say Algeria has laid and shown its determination to continue leading in charting the way for Africa when about 2 years ago in the UN, when they were the most outstanding voice against the issue of against Israel on the issue of Palestine. Algeria supported Palestine and told the UN that we cannot continue just to meet here in New York and talk without action when the people in Gaza are still killed every day. It is countries like Algeria that can stand out and stop like that. Some countries don't have the courage. So I want to praise Algeria for being consistent with the courage to ensure that nobody is oppressed. The injustices of the world are all removed. I am coming from Rwanda now, Angola. This week, as you are aware, the European Union and the African Union Heads of State Summit was held on the 24th and 25th of this month in Rwanda. I tell you, it was a reflection also. And in countries like Algeria, again, stand out very clearly. If you get a speech, you find that they tell Europe that, no, Europe, yes, you want us to be friends. Now you want us to, okay, with 25 years, we've been partners for 25 years. Now we are meeting to review that partnership and then come up with a new strategy. But let's remind each other that we need to move away from the attitudes of the past, where Europe thinks they are superior to Africa, where Europe only wants to get resources outside this continent and call that a partnership. It should be a partnership of equals, a partnership of mutual benefit, a win-win partnership for everybody. As a result, I think we'll see how we move on. But the Pan-African Parliament, as you are aware, and the European Parliament, we also have our own side, we had our side meetings as the two parliaments. And from now going forward, we have agreed on a framework between the two parliaments to monitor the implementation of this summit, head of state summit resolution, to see whether what we are agreeing